Yitro, Jethro, joins the Jewish people, and he can't help but notice that his son-in-law, Moshe, has become kind of a big deal. He's led the Jews out of Egypt, he's taken them through the sea, and now he's spending his entire day sitting and judging all the people. Thousands of people are waiting for an audience with him. Yitro sizes up the situation, approaches Moshe and says, "This is ridiculous. This is not good what you're doing. You're going to wear yourself out. You need to establish a judiciary, appoint judges, lower courts, and then higher courts, and then you'll be the Supreme Court. You'll limit yourself to judging cases of the most significance." Moshe, with God's permission, consents, finds the judges, appoints the judiciary, and thereby completely changes around his daily schedule. It's a sea change. It's a paradigm shift. So I was thinking that if Yitro could convince Moshe, of all people, to change the scope and content of his daily schedule, going from listening to thousands of cases over the course of a day to only a handful, then how much more so do we have an obligation to, as the Talmud says, constantly analyze our actions and our activities to see how we can improve. Personally, I've been working on a paradigm shift for years. For as long as I can remember, I've really enjoyed playing sports and watching them. Unfortunately, age and injury have robbed me of my ability to play many of the sports that I used to like. But you don't have to be young and spry to be a couch potato, so I still watch. But I've tried to limit the watching, limit it to only those times when it's father-son bonding. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to do some of that father-son bonding in Chicago. One of my closest friends invited me and one of my sons to go watch our Philadelphia Eagles play his Chicago Bears in the first round of the playoffs. We got to the game early. I got to watch my son have a catch with one of the Eagles' wide receivers, Golden Tate, before the game.
He'll throw it again.
That was as cool as it gets. And then at the end of a back-and-forth seesaw affair, the Bears lined up for what should have been the winning kick. And then this happened.
Take a deep breath. This is the season right here. Ball is snapped, placed, kicked, and it is no good! No good! It is no good and the Eagles win!
He missed it!
And that was as good as it gets. My son and I were hugging each other, high-fiving the handful of other crazy Eagles fans in the building. And then I realized, we're going to get killed. This is a morgue. 70,000 people look like they just lost their brother or their best friend, and we're wearing the wrong laundry. We better tone it down. Somehow, due to that beautiful Midwestern hospitality, we made it to the parking lot in one piece. Fast forward 1 week, the Eagles were playing the Saints in the second round of the playoffs, driving for what would have been the winning score, and then this happened.
Right through Alshon Jeffrey's hands, and Lattimore's second pick of the game, and the Saints looking to move on.
The highest of highs a week before, the lowest of lows the next week. It's a game of inches. And for me, it was over. Instantly over. Because I've been working so hard for so many years not to let the losses bother me. A few of my friends, employees in Chicago after the Bears game had asked him for bereavement leave the next day. I try not to get like that anymore. It's been years since I kicked a hole in a wall while watching one of my teams lose. It is a game of inches, and that's what makes it so fun when it goes down to the proverbial wire. But it's just a game when you're watching sports. Life is also a game of inches, but it's not a game. Why inches? Because we measure our growth, our spiritual growth, inch by inch, Torah passage by Torah passage, line in the Talmud by line in the Talmud, good deed by good deed, mitzvah by mitzvah, charitable act by charitable act. We measure our wins and losses based on our spiritual successes and failures or setbacks, not based on the win-loss column of our favorite team. I know there's a great temptation to spend a lot of time in the run-up over the next week plus to the Super Bowl thinking about where we're going to watch the game and with whom we're going to watch it and what are we going to eat or what are we going to serve and which prop bets are we going to take. It's fun, but at the end of the day, it's only a game. The real game of inches, the one that counts, is life.